everybody, my name is Jenna and today I'm going to be doing a book review of Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This review is going to be spoiler free, so don't worry if you haven't yet read the book, you will be able to watch the entirety of this video without being spoiled. Truly Devious follows a girl named Stevie who goes to Ellingham Academy, which is a school up in the mountains of Vermont. It's a free school, so all you have to do is apply, and if you get in, everything is completely paid for, and it is a school that is very tuned to students' needs. So Stevie goes there because she is a huge mystery buff and she desperately wants to solve the mystery of the Ellingham murders. So 80 years ago, Ellingham's wife, daughter and another student at the school were all murdered and no one knows who did it. All they had as a clue was a letter that was left at the scene of the crime by someone, and it was signed Truly Devious. So that is all you have going into this book, and honestly that is all you need going into this book. You should really go into it pretty much blind. It was a phenomenal read. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved all of the characters. I loved the plot, and I didn't know it had a sequel, so be warned going into this book. It has a sequel, and I think there's a third book as well in the series, so it's not a standalone book like I thought it was. So just keep that in mind, not a standalone. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the characters in this book. So our main character Stevie was really likable and relatable. I really loved Stevie. I loved getting to know her. I loved everything about her. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this book has a mental illness representation because I believe that Stevie has anxiety in the book, and that was done really well. Like, there was a lot of talk, especially with her parents, about her having pills and having these panic attacks, and her parents being like, you know, you can come home at any time, we can come and get you at any time. So I think having that, it was really interesting, and it definitely added something to the book because as well as wondering all about all this murder, you were also kind of always wondering about Stevie and whether or not she was okay, and I just absolutely loved that. I did not like David in this book. I thought he was a completely pointless character. I did not like him as a love interest whatsoever. I had someone else in mind that I wanted Stevie to have her romance with, so was not a fan of David. And all the other characters I loved. They all had their own kind of quirks that made them really unique, and so I loved the secondary cast of characters. It was just this one character that I really didn't like. I also hated the romance in this book. It felt really forced and really unnecessary. It felt like it just didn't need to be there, so I was very disappointed in that, but overall the characters were just amazing and great and I loved them. So in terms of the storyline was very slow building, but oh man did it pay off really well. Overall, the story kept me on my toes because I was constantly turning the page being like, I want to know who this murderer is, I need to know who Truly Devious is, I need to know what's going to happen next. But the actual build of the story was really slow, so I think the anticipation of not knowing is kind of what killed me, and I just had to keep reading to find out what was going to happen next. It took a while for the actual story in the present to get going, but we had enough of the story in the past with the Truly Devious murder that I was really interested, and every time we kept jumping back to that, I was like, I want to know more about this. Normally in books where it like jumps between past and present, I'm always really like confused, not sure where to go. This one did it really well. We didn't jump to the past all that much, and when we did jump to the past, it was really relevant and added something to the story. And every time I was there, I was like, come on, I need to know who Truly Devious is. I need to know who the murderer is. I need to know. There was also a riddle that came up in this book, and I want the answer because I didn't get it in the book. So books 2 and 3, you better have an answer to that riddle because I need to know it. I need to know the answer to this riddle. In terms of world building, I absolutely loved the world that Maureen Johnson has built here. Just the scenery and how she describes this school and where it is up in the mountains of Vermont, as she says that it's really cold obviously, but like the scenery just sounds amazing. Every time I close my eyes reading this book, I could just see this really elegant looking building. It kind of reminded me like a bit of one of those like castle ruin sort of things that you find just tucked away. That's what I was picturing, and it was beautiful and just bright, vibrant colors. It was amazing, and I really liked the way that the mystery of the past was intertwined with the mystery of the present and how they really came together. And I just thought that the world that Maureen Johnson has built here is something really unique and just a really good one to play around with this mystery. I found the writing style to be a really relaxed kind of conversational writing style, so at times it felt like I was literally having a conversation with the page, which I really liked because it meant that it was really easy to fly through this book. I managed to read it in a day, so I love books that do that, and the only way they can is if they have a really relaxed kind of writing style. So I loved it. It was very flowy. It just worked really well. I have So many questions finishing this book though. The fact that I didn't know that it had a sequel, I was reading it and I could see that it was getting really close to end. I was like, oh my god, no. Oh my gosh, no, there's gonna be a sequel. Like, no, there's gonna be a sequel. And then of course the way the book ends, it ends on a huge cliffhanger and I just need the next book, and the next book isn't coming out until 2019. So I'm like, I need the next book in this series. I need to know what's gonna happen next. I need to know what's gonna happen to these characters. I just have so many questions, but I love that. I love books that can leave you with questions and just leave you really wanting more. So definitely loved that. I loved the leaving with questions, even if at the time I hated it because I was just like, I just want to know. So overall I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I would have given it 5, but the romance just really killed it for me. I just really could not deal. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below if you are interested in reading Truly Devious. I would absolutely love to know. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.